Hello there gamers, I'm Grizzco, I play a lot of Salmon Run, and today we have another randomizer. It's been a long time since we had a random weapon rotation on the station, and also a long time since we had a green one with Grizzco Splatana. So I'll get into that weapon tutorial in a bit, but let's actually start the rotation as well. So since this is the common rare weapon, as you could describe it, challenge that you'll have a lot with comps here might be a lack of range and lack of paint. This is like especially important to like pay attention to fish sticks. Really. Like this thing itself is absolutely horrendous against fish sticks. I mean, it can get up there and hit them from above, but someone would ideally have to paint them, else it's just super slow. And then there are so many other weapons that are bad against fish sticks. So pay attention to that. It's not quite as bad with flappers because the sword like works against them. It can paint the zone okay by just jumping on it if it's there fast enough, or even just like hitting the flappers with a charged slash. Fish sticks definitely are quite critical to deal with, especially on high tide. Because on the other tides as well. But yeah, that is anyway general advice for randomizers to always look at the comps, identify weaknesses, and like fix them either by prioritizing things higher or by things that are really hard to deal with, stuff like that. Yeah, that will be that. That's the weapon tutorial, and after that, oh yeah, right. Really before that, you'll notice I'm at 630 already. I think this is a fine middle ground because I do not have time to get to hazard level max and record the usual hazard level max episode I would do on these randomizers. So let's just do some high difficulty instead. And it will be extra high because it's day 2 now. It's not too many hours till the rotation's gonna end. Well, some interesting games here for sure. They might actually be really hard. Possibly, likely. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Hurry first and then be right back. Grizzco Splatana is an illegally modified Splatana stamper. It is slower and stronger, if you will, and apparently we cannot even show our face. That is how cool we are when we have this thing. Like standard pose. That's the same with the swords as well. Anyway, it's 200 damage per slash. Amounts to 400 damage per second flat. You just get 2 of these per second. For ink tank you get, I've counted that it's like 33. Don't know if that's accurate, but I mean could be there are a lot of 3s in this game. This is how the paint works. It pretty much paints exactly your feet. And if you like combine that with jump, then that is pretty much how your mobility works with this. You can show off wall paint as well, but there's not much to show off because it like barely exists. This is pretty much the worst wall paint in the game. If you do like a charged slash like this, but because it's not really better because it takes forever to charge that up. Of charged slashes, there are just like with the regular swords 2 ways to use them. You can stand still and then you're just slashing something in place. And jump. And also there's not this, but hold forward and then you get this. It's like not quite as long as you sometimes wish it would be, but this is actually pretty longish with it. And it also has implemented some auto-targeting. It's like not consistent anything like with round things like Drizzlers or still hits. Sometimes you can still just barely miss them. I'm not quite sure how that happened. But ideally you should still aim at whatever you actually wanna hit and then really hit it. I should demonstrate that from this ledge right here. Like right there. How you hit that, and that is how you can hit flyfish as well. So yes, this move has armor piercing, the taps do not, only the charge has. Yeah, so if you have like a ground for flyfish, then you can kill them with a dash. And if you don't have that, you can like just stand under them. I'm gonna demonstrate it on this dummy here. And jump up and get them. That is how you can get flappers as well if you like don't feel like painting the zone. I mean, you can paint the zone just by doing this here. But if you like have the time to actually kill it, then sure, why not? It's like not actually slower. Oh yeah, and let's talk about the ink usage slash as well. Like roughly this here. A little bit under 7 that you could do. I mean, not that you would ever wanna do that. But another thing about usage here. Coming here. We do have some ink recovery delay here. I cannot tell you how many frames it is, like it's less than a second I believe, but still that's very much notable. Comparable to split links, I'd say. If you know how it is for split links, it's the same with this. Luckily this thing is actually quite ink efficient. In a way this weapon can be compared to Grizzco Splatana, except it doesn't have range and it's much better at dealing with this because it doesn't have to use 25% of its ink for one shot. Definitely the main thing it does, the lessers. And it's also, of course, like one of the best bosses on the server, just needs to get close to them. Yeah, 1200 damage out of the charge slash. I cannot even show that here because there's that up on the display here. One shots big shots, one shot smalls. You can kill scrappers in front. However, it's not always safe. Like, if you wanna do that, make sure that you are safe, and if there are other things happening, then just tap them like 3 times for the armor, then 3 times again for the tail. Just a little bit slower, but a whole lot of safer because you do not get knocked in place while getting attacked by other things. Same thing with eel, of course. The wall is always dangerous, don't bother with charging at them, just tap them 3 times. Stinger, I'm not quite sure what the charge does. But I would guess it does not one shot, so what I usually do is just get close to them and tap down. Which would also again get the lessers that are likely gonna farming them well. I'm not losing any them and dying. So yeah, in a nutshell, really use the charged slash only wisely. It's not normal to literally spend whole waves not using it at all. Like even for Mars, yes, you can one-shot them with a charged slash, but sometimes you just wanna bump them or just tap them, especially when someone else is also shooting them. Because you're still gonna have stuff. Usually bump them, it's completely fine. You do have 10 slashes after a bomb with this. Definitely enough to like clear space for yourself and then refill and everything. The bombs are not a problem with this thing. However, what is a problem is fish sticks. There is actually a way for this to like paint a fish stick while get up on it, which is like you do like exactly this thing, you charge slash and jump that. Search up. Or you would climb a fish stick and then you just hit it from up there with taps. Or any high ground that you might have on the level up there is actually high enough. I think the only thing that comes to mind here is the Sockeye Spiral, of course. Not sure if there's anything like that on another map. And the Bay Low Tide being up on the tip for one of the fish sticks, but it's the same, I'm not sure. Yeah, fish sticks are a problem for this, so non-Grizzco Splatana weapons and whatever comp that you have, you still with fish sticks. Even if you are bad at it, you're probably still better than this thing. So, like even if you have to climb as well, just do it, or at least paint the damn thing, that would work too. Like if someone else paints it for this, then this can at least get up easily and finish it from there. That would also be fine. So, like, just be nice to each other and like do what you can for the fish sticks. It helps so much. But another thing that I should mention for fish sticks is you like have to move around them and they're not getting dealt with this thing. Like they're gonna paint quite a wide radius around them, as you might be very well aware of. You get like you're very close to them. Like this tiny circle around them, that is where they do not paint. That is where you can like always have your own paint. You can like hop into that, like heal, refill and stuff, and hop out of that. And even with a slash as well, you might get lucky and actually have underuse that you can jump out of that again. And then also the fish stick also does give you like some cover from some attacks as well. That's good defensive positioning if you do. And then of course another thing about the piercing, they still had one circle is like, you can do this but only from high ground of course. If you had low ground then just charge up the full thing and fill it through its armor. That's also how you typically wanna kill Drizzlers, like as we know with the swords, the slashes are wonky and you'd need 5 slashes, which takes a while. So for this it's very much worth actually just charging and that way. Just make sure that you're close enough, and if you're not close enough to aim at them. You're right, and another thing I should mention about the dash is you actually need to have a clear shot, if you will. Like if lessers are getting in the way, then you're just gonna hit the lessers and not the bosses. Or you're gonna go past the lessers and the lessers are gonna hit you in the back and likely kill you then. So really make sure that everything is clear when you're going for like this enemy strike there. It's really not safe at all, it's like more fancy than actually great. Use it wisely, cannot say it often enough. Finally big shot, I mean, it's obvious, you're one-shotting the thing, goes charge up. And if you cannot charge because there's other stuff around it, that's fine, just tap and 6 taps and it's down, no biggie. You have options there. Alright, that brings us to Night Waves. Night Waves are interesting to talk about with us, of course. First up is Gorillas. Charged Slash. You do need to be close to Gorillas. If you have like a ledge like on Sockeye, that helps to get it right. Like the top of the ramp on Bay, not sure to describe it, like the edge of the center block. Stuff like that, something where the gorilla just passes by, that is like the safest. But even if you don't have that, as long as it's made sure that small frays are not like bothering you or anything, you can still actually hit a gorilla that is charging straight at you, doesn't get it stunned and possibly even killed. I do not quite fully understand how the hitboxes work or anything, but you can actually one-shot gorillas with this too. I believe it's not consistent. Like you need to be close enough, but too close you would of course die as well. And don't use the dash ever, just stand still. And hit them with a stand still dash slash. Then of course, as it turns out, this is also really good small fray weapons, naturally. If you have 2 of these gorilla waves, what you then might want to consider is for one of them to deal with small frays and for the other to deal with the gorilla specifically. So the other weapons to really run X and stuff, and that should cover a whole lot. Of course, people being targeted might change something, so pay attention to that too. Anyway, that is the basic gist of it all. This weapon is really broken for gorillas and gonna set many records just like the Grizzco Splatana. Not sure which one is actually better. The Grizzco Slasher can control it better because it can stun them at range and early and stuff. Not quite as easy with this thing. This thing just builds a little bit faster. Not exactly clear which one was better. We will learn it years, I guess. We'll get the better records. Right, next up, Goldie Seeking. Not really bother with a charged slash there. You can do it one time when the Goldie is like coming down from the Gasha, but still not a fan. Like you might over damage, let's say you lose neck drop anyway. Can maybe still do like this when it's sitting on top of the Gasha. And anyway, when it's coming down, just like walk in front of it. You can get pushed by it. Like all weapons can serve the Goldie pretty much, as I like to call it. Then just give him the 400 DPS it's running at 7 most shooters. If you don't lose it, the Goldie is hopefully gonna, I guess the others are shooting it as well. And of course during downtimes, make sure to clean up lessers as well. You're likely the best weapon for it. That brings us to Mudmouth and Tornado. Again for those as well, clear up lessers, mainly Cohocks. For Mudmouth specifically, what you could consider is really to just do Cohocks and the smaller lessers to another weapon. So that you don't have too much there and you can alternate with throwing X. Just makes the whole comp more flexible if you handle it like that. Prioritize Cohocks, and when there are no Cohocks around, do whatever, like throw extra bombs. If there's really no one dealing with smaller lessers, then of course you can deal with those as well. Cohocks are the most important thing to answer for sure. Then Tornado, pretty obvious. Just get other lessers, keep them away from the team that are juggling the eggs. Again, if there are multiple, just do it with one of them and handle X is normal. Nothing too crazy there. Rush, this thing is pretty much comparable to Sploosh. You can go up ahead and filter a bunch. Actually does it slightly better if you can extend the side. Also make sure to get like back into safety before it changes. Because if it changes into you, then treating might be a little bit hard. Then what you can also do, and likely should do with many comps, just stay back and protect the targeted play from Goldies and other stragglers. Yeah, pretty much can do it all in rush, but the range is short and the vulnerability is high because range is short. And sometimes things might also get through your hitboxes alive if like the filtering is not good. So the general for rush with any weapon comes ever, the better the filtering is, the easier it is to actually defend people or yourself or whatever. Because no problems arise typically from many enemies at the arriving the line. Yeah, that's everything for rush. Finally, that's Mothership. This thing, of course, is absolutely awful for Mothership. Really just focus running X and hope you get a comp that actually changes things. Might also use bumps to like one point, but this is not a good Mothership weapon. I'm just like how it is. Like Ink Brush is probably better because it has at least the swim speed. And yeah, that is pretty much. Oh yeah, right, King Salmons. Let's talk about King Salmons as well. What you wanna deal with King Salmons is mainly like ignore the King Salmons for the most part. Just kill lessers, kill bosses. Use gold necks, throw gold necks at the king when you're sitting on like a pile. Don't need to hit like the Horrorboros cycle. But like this thing where you actually go up to the king and attack him or anything. I mean, you can do it with Kozona If you have no other weapon to do that, then like fine, but the range is still really short and it takes an hit. Like, I wouldn't protest it super early. This isn't. It does not have sploosh DPS or anything. It's something you can do when you're close. Focus on control, I'd say. But yeah, now we are really done here. This is thing. But this thing. Right, we got our first game here. With no one I recognize, of course. But I do see good badges and badges and that stuff. Let's go here. Cover bamboozler, blah blah blah. Do have a good special. Do have a good weapon for fish sticks. Just weapon for fish sticks. Fact. Ugh. Like not be in that zone. I'm not sure if it would actually hit me down there, but it's safe. If I could shoot the car, that would be nice, because I also have to bomb them out. Good. Perfect. Well, that worked. This angle's like... Get that in. Lower that so they can probably deal with it. That looks at me, that is fine. It's not looking at the others. Let's do that here. Okay, I guess we do not need to extract them anymore. Most definitely consideration if I fail the cycle there. Conveniently, they just both died with the one kill. That is how we win the wave. Hey, thank you. Speaking of fish sticks. Literally didn't have time for them now. For that one now because it like appeared so late. Good start here, but then... Grizzco Splatana. Because I still need to actually the tutorial. I mean, you've already seen it by now. Definitely the main objective for these games is not to like whatever the last wave of the game is. Do that. Here. Looks like a pro sound. Dealing with that. The rain came out of it. Is likely on me. I cannot get the start. I can do is Whistler. Hope. That's my first damage meter, but it wasn't enough. It's missiles, I'm like not charging the face. Just be patient. There are a lot of hitboxes coming here. Oh, how the heck did I not die? Wow. Definitely should have used an ink strike at some point, maybe. First game of the day, I'm also talking hints of being fully focused. Oh, hi Titanite. Alright, what will that be? Jeez. It's always on Freelance that Whitehead Mudmouth appears. The best weapon for the Cohocks is definitely the sword. They're just not not for that. Oh, not actually hitting. Okay. Oh, you had all 3 ink strikes on multiple Mudmouths, I guess. So I can like move again. This is a really unfortunate last spawn here. We don't quite have enough time to like deal with it. We also have too much time to collect all the other eggs. That kinda sucked. Right, casual big run top 5%, I guess. Well, see you in the next lobby. Right, here is our second game today. New team. I guess pretty much everyone who is at this rank can be expected to have like some of those badges. You're pretty much guaranteed to get them if you can reach these ranks. Versa. This is one of those comps where like it takes a little bit slow to deal with for sure. Oh come on, how is that in range of the chum? Oh, it wasn't a chum, it was by fish, direct. But that definitely has more range than a chum. Can I lift that set actually like something? Huh, that patience paid off there, got even more value. Didn't have a push, but that's fine, I'll keep my ink then. Can I die? Yeah. What's a fish stick now? 12, but I'm in the middle of rain. And missiles around me. Rain definitely is also a problem with this comp. Really only the dually squelch had to like actually hit torpedoes back. Most part. So that is also a thing I forgot to specifically mention in the intro. This was a more threatening me today for sure. Harder to kill as well. me. Cam's face. Let's take it here. I don't do this thing with an A, well that's fine. Oh shoot, like not safe anymore. Oh nice, I actually got this dude. That's really close. I still have 2 crabs, so I'm quite fine to get value with them in any of those 2 waves or safe usage whatever. No, they're just incremental in wave 3, that is how I think of them. Well, and the other, just as immobile as the Tentabella, I guess. Oh no, we got Snipe Rider too. This is certainly a comp. Can make it work, it's fine. Something that would need to be respected on nano rotations. I'll just go off the car. Wasn't in reach for the tarp, On attack already. That silly steelhead that wouldn't attack. I'm like waiting to kill it. Oh dang it, I popped my crab late. Oh, that was some misinputs there. I should have had that. My team is still doing well, thank you. Question is, can we like actually get code on time? No. That misinput with the second crab ended up costing us. Like I thought I'd already popped it when I really didn't. That messed up everything. I had to react by popping it late and... Fortunate. This was not an easy comp for the last wave, no mistakes in that there. Good game. Right, can we actually find more of that Grizzco Splatana? We wonder, will they do like remasters of the whole Metroid trilogy? Just the first one. Ugh, trash. Oh, comp is good though. Trying to hit the goddess a bit too. What the heck, Roller, protect me! The Rella's dead now. The aggro went off. Stop rolling around, just stand somewhere. I'm not staying here. Why not? No, you need all the IQ of the roller. Looks like they're... No. Thanks, please. Right. Buff it somewhat gracefully, but I mean everything else have been disappointing with this comp. Arella and Umbrella. And also things that do good damage to Galdies. Classic apology of the game, Tornado after Rush. Bit of a sploosh. Let's throw. Fix it. Yes. Okay. Shoot some cards, I guess. Know what I'm gonna... Well, these first two actually missed like that. Maybe these throws aren't as bad. Anyway, let's practice this. Something I've heard is that coordination be needed with a star spread, and I guess that is true. Not quite sure what it means, but because it's been said by people who have more experience with this than I do. Would be not Mothership, okay. Compass, that's fine, but could be better. Mothership, we will be fine. Right, I meant to use buzzwords, I'm sorry. Like so invested in like actually trying to find extra whatever. And the dark part with the instead really have range. Dang it. Just don't buy me. Here's something that also always works, is just stay by basket because no one will stay here usually. Please, I never pay attention to the approaching. Freelance anyway. Right. Getting a barrels as well. Don't be triple shot at fourth shot range. Okay, that's better. That's not there for the rain. Oh, this. That is weak. This is a good use for the veil, I'd say. Bunch too. Right, that should do it. Soon. Big Mac, there we go. 22 and Freelance, not so shabby. Games I've been getting so far. Of actual win, quite alright for the most part. When I've played Spawning Grounds at this rank in recent weeks, it was a lot worse usually. Day 2 especially. Yeah. I will see you in the next game since I still haven't gotten last wave. And the matchmaking is really slow already. Took me 70 seconds to find this. Yep, it's Novasea's lobby. So that goes, I got 2 Tetra Deletes in a row. Try this compass. But like I said, but I'm gonna have Cohock charge it. Here. And they will fish stick, but they have a land. Eggs moved. Speaking of landing fish sticks. 1. I gotta trust the other cannon with that. Since none here is really taking front cannon, okay, not someone is. Back to running X for now. To give priority to the blaster here because it's a weapon. Things are looking good here. Stopper. This. Right. At least 3-time Tetras in a row, but not in the same game, you hate to see it. I need to see it because I do not like the Tetris at all. My friend here has the Devils. But hopefully that's just fine in the DPS department. Yeah, that might be following me. Careful of these small frays. Leave that here. Okay. Even better, so I can get 2 instead of just 1. Wasn't exactly clear how these eels would be dealt with, so with breakout is to make it a little bit easier. Ugh! I ran out of ink at the worst time there. Yeah, that was because I threw the egg. I was a little bit poor planning there. We have the wave chill enough so we can actually up here. People dying at the end. Right, come on, Tetra. Father memes, give me Tetra. Nope, it's just Blaster. Oh, we have the range Blaster too, and you know what? In this game, you can actually tell them apart. I mean, I personally could tell them apart and split as well. It was a lot harder. They looked very similar. The range Blaster is just a bit longer. What's happening there? That means I don't need to bone. Don't even hit any of those, so they just found the water. Right side. Not host. Matches. Right, it looks like. Be useful. Useful at all for that matter. I'll get the stinger too. Need to it. Careful, that's his own. To dead players. Right here by basket. That was just the worst timing for these 2 players today. Like, we need X to be run and they're just dead. I'm dealing with buses. It tells me it's like we were too slow with something in the way first. We just do not want the players today, but anyway, see you in the game. The bright side, we are always lasting to the end of games, at least, so it's like no short games or anything. Games. There's another overseas lobby here. These are here. This is not a strong comp. Let me consider special. But I believe might be a bit harder for the Hydra than normal type actually. For the other stuff. This is... Cohock, the Hydra isn't exactly here like melting them for me. Got that one cycle. Got eel, good. Yeah, I like aiming striking this. People are clearly not in position to accomplish anything. Just doesn't hurt that both the weapons are Hydra ink brush here. The other two are like just not high DPS. High DPS and stuff. Situation has been cleared and we'll safely go into the next wave again. I have the best fish stick weapon here. Reflex is the best painting weapon. Those are the best damage. Oh! Jump. Don't hit me again? Okay. And that's missiles for the other Cohock, okay. I survived. So we saved the set there. Okay, there's some following me. Just back off immediately and not mess with the steelhead. Ah, missile in front of me, how? Very unexpected. Like everyone is here, but the ear's blocking off my body. People are moving, is not helping me for my positioning. Ugh. Gosh, alright, like, not help anymore. Or maybe I can. Must have been these things involved or something, because the way people moved, I mean, that was as inconvenient as it can be. But cool, I got the Grizzco Splatana now. If we don't get a King Salmon it, I can carry now. We get a tornado. The way out. My idea with the Grizzco Splatana is kind of fun because I know what this thing is good at. It does. Actually, will we do the Sparrow strat? I guess people wanna do the left path. None of my business because I just do this here. And do whatever they want. Thanks. I think the other one wants to fund this too. Definitely don't need to double up on that drop. Always something that you can do when doing this path is throw them straight onto the basket farm. Well. Well, we never opened that, I guess. Right. We are not getting a king, that means I do get to make tutorial here. So that I think I might record like some bonus games when we really do get king. So yeah, I will see you in the next lobby. Oh, 240 RX, what the heck, we had 2 waves, didn't we? These players do still exist here, I guess. Rounds. Okay, we are back with a fresh map rotation and game. Hey. What is this? There's a silver extra rock badge here. No way. Must be a joke equip. Already a dynamo as well. Might be a bit. We'll have to just hopefully. Main part is dynamo is next signature enemy here. So dynamo just gets off these SSs. And we could actually retrieve this eggs. It's going. You can hit. Definitely. And doesn't do with that. I'll just take that so it doesn't like move off. Is it now? Things are coming. It's the wave. Ugh! Why are you still here? Dang it. Oh, 47, nice. Suddenly Cohock is fast, okay. Wave to start. It's Mothership, then I need to get fuck. Need to do a lot of Mothership here with this comp. That is in fact but yeah, pay good attention to stingers here, and there's one on right. Someone got it already. Just get this far back up and nothing to do. There's a new stinger. Get the Drizzler Tarps is really. There's another Drizzler there somewhere. It should be looking at me now. I killed with a tarp. This angle though. Okay, good, got it. Attack, 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 thank you. Already got killed, okay. Right. Of course, be a lot more with like overfishing gameplay or whatever. A freelance that is, but still. Rotate with probably a lot of specials. These slits there are in like an awful position, like, come on, just fall back, please. Do not want gold next. Oh, that worked perfectly. Like the zone. Right, wave breaker's coming out soon. Oh, shoot. You got me. That. Breakaway refill and final let's clean up. This 50, however, so much worse than what this could be, because let's rest out for no reason. Comes with a comp that, like, does not get well under them, of course. Like, right at the end of bridges, this is one of the worst positions you can pick to steal them, so... a little bit tricky. Another 158, I think that is the same score we got in the first game, except that it had Mudmouth in it. 2 day waves though, just this one. I'll see you in. We're gonna try to here. We would have 3 state, and the reason of course for that is one, I wanna get the king, and him seemed good enough. Really toward that objective. Try to have 2 kings this episode. I might double undercover. Certainly a comp. Right, it should work just fine. The bottom needs to be on top of the fish sticks ideally. Just like that. Perfect. And you shall receive. This is like... oh no, I didn't mean to fall through the grate. I meant to like drop on the other side there. That was embarrassing. Sorry for that. I think I changed something with the physics in this game and I'm still not good at something. I'm falling through grates so much when I don't mean to. I'm starting swims on solid surfaces. Oh! Did not get over that eel. Grabber's target just died. Thing. Other person now. Oh my god, no, I don't have it. Guess know how to move there. Will not be mass deaths here. Nice to see. Range blaster. Pretty shitty comp here, should be good. You went right. Go. I'm understood, one sec, was failed. Go. Oh, dang it, I got knocked into the drink there. That can happen. It was a super risky attack and this dude there. I guess it would be very understandable to just not do that and grab and get lessers instead. Just want to see how far I can go here. The answer was not that far, of course. This now, we can deal with the other bit later. We still need eggs here. That's my next. Go. No fly fish for me here. Right. Right. On me. Ah yeah, that is what happened there. Just need to like heal, okay. Have him up. Banned. I couldn't wipe this way because notice it, so it makes sense. You're like just annoying, but I really don't care. The wave. The game. Engine. Hey! This bar is perfect. Is actually really good against him because it can hit multiple of his hitboxes at the same time. It's a bit like armor piercing on exposed enemies, except the explanation is different. Slightly different. Expect this guy to come up and an egg there. And we'll get a new one here. Oh, again. The egg that I'm looking to pick up gets yanked. Yeah, we have a Hydra here too, nice. I like not the Hydra here, but absolutely necessary. Okay. There, 36. The scales. Of course, we get this drop. Oh, that's what it is. At least I did get 2 golds out of this rotation so far. If in like a few weeks without golds. No, I believe so. Anyway, yeah, that will be this episode and likely the last one for the currently ongoing and soon ending fresh season. Next season we will be back with another season of Salmons, of course. That might actually be very soon even, like I'm hoping to get these episodes live much earlier. Not much editing work for me to do then anymore. I don't have to do the weapon tutorials again stuff, I'm really just link them every time. Just talk about the rotations and say, you know, or whenever you actually need a weapon guide, it will always be there in the description. Yeah, look forward to that. The weapon guides and other news, they are also all available as standalone videos now, in fact, channel. It's a playlist right on the featured page and the playlists page forever. It's impossible to miss old weapon guides. Oh yeah, that will be that, and I will see you on none of these jobs, but on whatever our next job here is. Really, they put my undercover with the ink brush. They do not like each other. They don't wanna be in the same rotation. Like they're literally the same thing with minor differences. One can fight steelheads and the other is mobile, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, so long and the other fish.